Okay, hello. We are back in BioShock in Rapture. We are in the medical pavilion level, and I'm going to give you a brief glimpse of the villain here, who is Steinman, a surgeon. Um, Word of warning, there is probably going to be some language. Um, Hate to say it, but there is some, yeah, he does have some naughty words to say. So, the one thing that this level reminds me of is that in the 1970s, Woody Allen wrote a story titled, short story titled, What If the Impressionists Were Dentists? And in that he had basically letters from Van Gogh as a dentist, and some of the things he said was quite humorous, actually, of patients complaining that he didn't make the bridge to fit her mouth, but, he made it the way he wanted to make it, and things like that. Basically approaching medicine as if it were a art, as opposed to, helping to cure people. And Steinman is very much that put into effect. And as we can see, he leaves a lot of bodies behind. But let's look at the audio log I picked up.
Lunch with the goddess. Steinman, she said, I'm here to free you from the tyranny of the commonplace. I'm here to show you a new kind of beauty. I asked her, what do you mean, goddess? Symmetry, dear Steinman. It's time we did something about symmetry.
So, yeah, he's obsessed with the symmetry of basically of how people appear. Yeah, I can't really. Okay, I think I got him. Oh. Okay. Whew. Very, very scary up there. Ooh, I get a static discharge, which is always good to have. Alright. So there is another audio diary in here, so let me grab that and play it while I go do that from Steinman.
Ideas walking the halls, shimmering like a scalpel. Steinman, she calls. Steinman, I have what you're looking for. Just open your eyes, and when I see her, she cuts me into 1,000 beautiful pieces.
So yeah, Steinman's a little bit out there. So yep, we are actually about to meet him. He's essentially the boss in this level. Although after we meet him, we go, and I've actually shown this before in videos. We go to pick Electric Buck and the shotgun for taking him on. After we meet him, we take on the big daddies, and it presents the ethical dilemma. But we're going to take a look at Steinman first off, and I'll do the fight with him.
What can I do with this one, Aphrodite? She won't stay still! I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong! That was too fat! This one too tall! This one too symmetrical! And now, what's this, goddess? An intruder! He's ugly! 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 I'm not finished with you!
Regular shotgun shells now. Where'd he go? Whew. Okay. Finally managed to get him and get the key I needed to get there. Ugh. So yeah, just go over what he just said. He was obsessed with symmetry, and yet one of the models he claimed about he had a problem with was the fact that she was too symmetrical. And here we have not what she wanted. And presumably, the corpse here is the nurse in this audio thing. We'll take a look at it.
The nose looks terrific, Dr. Steinman. Doctor?
You know, looking at it now, I didn't realize how much her face sags. Scalpel?
Excuse me?
Scalpel.
Doctor, she's not booked for a facelift.
Let's just come in here and...
Doctor, stop cutting. Doctor, stop cutting. Get me the chief of surgery. Get me the chief of surgery now!
So, yeah, it's either that or it was the person he was doing the nose job on. Regardless, yeah, he's... And the interesting thing about this villain is that he's essentially a doctor. And he is a doctor. Plastic surgeon, you know, fixing people, fixing their teeth. Actually, on one area of this level, there is a dentistry place as well. So this is the medical pavilion. He's there to help people. So, he's going to be attacked soon. And so, I'll ask the question, which is, at what point does what the doctor think is right override what the patient thinks is right? And this is a question that's been asked by quite a few people. It is out there. You know, who is right, who is wrong. Now, patients have many times refused treatments for a wide variety of reasons. Yeah, we're about to get to the more dilemma, so I'll talk over that. But, you know, the patients have refused treatments for one reason or another. Either they feel it's an affront to their dignity, or they feel it's against their religious beliefs, or for ethical reasons, we'll qualify ethical under religious beliefs. They feel it's an unethical use of whatever. So ask the question, you know, when does the patient have the right to, you know, say, wait, I don't think I should get this service, even if it will save my life? And there have been court cases over this. There was a famous one of a woman who needed an expensive operation, but she was pregnant, and it would, or not an expensive operation, but she needed an operation to save her life, and what it would have done is killed the child in her womb, essentially given her an abortion, and she did not want that. So her sister actually took her to court to try to get her the treatment she may or may not, or that she actually needed to save her life. And yeah, so this is pretty much an ongoing ethical dilemma, is does a patient have the right to refuse treatment? Now, we're seeing this kind of from the doctor's point of view in that, yeah, well, you know me, I'm the nice guy. I'm going to rescue her, not harvest her. So, in this case, the doctor essentially has gone completely nuts. He's obsessed with his ideological symmetry. Aw, that's nice that she's thanking me. So, yeah. So, what he thinks is symmetrical, but ideas of beauty are difficult because, there are people who, they're what we generally find attractive, everybody finds attractive. Symmetry is actually one of the things that we as human beings tend to find attractive. But here, we'll have the commentary. Yeah. So, let's buy some gene upgrades. What would I like? Health and Eve upgrades are really big ones. So I'm doing that. I'm not a big fan of Enrage, but don't have enough to get it anyway. So, yeah, so that is the question. If, ideas of symmetry are vary from person to person, and oftentimes people will will think that, or ideas of beauty, I should say, not just symmetry. People will find certain things beautiful that other people do not. Entomologists often find insects beautiful, although I personally not a big fan of insects. I think they're a little creepy. And yeah, so what the doctor thinks might be the perfect beauty might be what you consider to be ugly. Although most people tend to so yeah, I'm already taking on Big Daddy here. Whew, I got him. Huh. So, let's rescue her. So yes, that's the question. In this case, Steinman became obsessed with his basically using human beings as a canvas. And for the most part, that is a very, very bad idea of remaking human beings as canvases. Aw, she's so cute. Regardless, I think everyone will kind of nod and say, yeah, he doesn't have the right to do that. I'm headed back here to get an Eve upgrade. Or should I get Armored Shell? Eve Link and Armored Shell are both really good. I think I'll wait to get an Eve upgrade, get Armored Shell, and I'll get rid of an Eve Link. All right. And yeah, I'll get the Eve upgrade later. So, yep. Sometimes. Now, there's one other aspect I want to discuss about this. There's a concept amongst, doctors called, I'll buy it out. Well, it's amongst more than just doctors. I'm not going to limit it to doctors. That would be a little bit rude. I'm going to get some armor piercing there. Machine gun rounds. Okay, and yeah, I'll grab some buck. Okay. But it's called God Syndrome. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, my brain's going short, so it may be called something else. I apologize. But it's essentially the belief that, and doctors are susceptible to this, that's why I say it's a doctor thing, but it's a belief that essentially you are the equivalent of God, that what you believe is right is 100% right, and so on. Doctors and surgeons and so on have reported that they've reported that essentially that when people pray, they feel that they're not praying to God, but to the doctor, because the doctor, has the control of other people's life. Has the life in their hands. Ooh, something's gonna blow. Yeah, I was too close to that. So, and as such, they. It's essentially, all about them. So they are the doctors essentially are God. And, it's not limited, like I said, to doctors. It just, it was noted, I believe originally with doctors, but I could be wrong on that. So, yep, that's a quick look at Steinman and his nuts, and a quick look at, kind of this psychological condition, I think is a good way to call it. Psychological condition, belief that you are the equivalent of God, essentially, that you are, and it's what's the word? I can't remember. It's basically arrogance taken to the highest level, and it's a little bit, and it is very scary, especially when you have a doctor, because doctors have to make a choice on surgery of basically, is it worth trying to save this person, or do they just say, okay, it's the odds of saving this person aren't good, so we aren't going to try and make an effort? And that sounds really dark and cold, but oftentimes doctors do have to make that choice simply because, they need the time and the space to save someone's life. And with certain people, it can reach the point where they are so far beyond, humanity, essentially. They're so psychologically damaged by this that they believe that they are the equivalent of God. And so, yeah, that was a quick look at Steinman. We've already jumped into the next level. But, yep, like and subscribe if you like it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.